Welcome to today's video clinic, Belts and Hoses.
Today's project is this 1998 Dodge Ram 1500, and the owner says that the belt squeaks. And he's noticed some antifreeze on the ground just up under the front, which we've traced to the lower radiator hose.
So we're going to replace the upper and lower radiator hoses, the serpentine belt, which connects all the key vehicle systems, and the belt tensioner pulley. A lot of people don't know just how critical this little guy is when replacing the serpentine belt. All you need is a little advanced know-how.
And the right tool, and this job is not hard at all. Let's get started. Well, the first step is to drain the coolant out of the radiator into a sealed container, and then that way we can take off the upper and lower radiator hoses.
While we get the rest of the antifreeze drained, this is a good time to go ahead and remove the serpentine belt. We're using our Advanced Auto Parts Lunar tool to overcome the tension on the pulley, and holy cow, when I push on the tensioner pulley, there's no rebound.
Wow, no wonder this belt slips and squeaks.
Okay, I've got my side off, Jim.
Okay, let me help you here on this side.
Good. The old belt comes off very easily. This is such a critical component under the hood, but a lot of people think it's a tough project, and here's the proof. It's actually very easy. The belt's out. Next step is take the tensioner pulley itself off. There's really just one stud and a nut here. Got easy access. They come up and out. Ready for the new one.
Well, Brian, as long as we've got the belt off and the tensioner, we can roll this alternator out of the way, and that allows us access to the clamp that holds this radiator hose on. And I've already loosened it, so if you could just help me by prying with this big screwdriver. Actually, we could use almost anything down there. I just need a little upward lift.
There we
and
go.
There we go. And then we can take our hose off. Well, the next step is to take this clamp off. Now I can remove this upper radiator hose. There you go, Brian. If you could take that one.
Yes, sir. There's the new one.
Thank you, sir. I'll put that right back into place where the old one was. And retighten the clamp.
Okay, I've got my end fitted down over the gooseneck, Jim, and I've got the clamp snug. Go ahead and tighten that up. Okay. Top clamp is tight. Now moving on to the bottom radiator hose. I've got the clamps loose. Work them right off the bottom of the water pump. Careful, you may get a little drippage and drainage here. We've got our drain pan back under the truck.
Here you go, Brian. Here's a new hose.
Great, thank you.
You know, hoses can crack and swell and they can bulge, and that's what you want to do is look at the hoses and see if there's swollen parts. See if there's cracking, especially around the edges, and make sure that they're not too soft. You can squeeze the hose all the way down, and any condition like that is an indication of a hose that needs to be replaced.
Okay, just tighten up our lower hose clamps and we're good to go. Let me just grab the new tensioner pulley here, Jim. It installs very simply. Just line up the stud and the stud. You feel it drop in. Reinstall the nut on the back. And we're just about there. Grab the new serpentine belt from Dayco. Here you go, Jim.
All right. All right.
It's a long belt. If you have any
Certainly is.
questions about how the routing of that belt goes, right under the hood of every vehicle there's a diagram.
Okay, belt routed.
Good deal. Let me create some up tension here with our tensioner tool. Spool it up around the alternator pulley, and we are in business. Wow, what a difference in that spring tension, too.
Oh, it feels good over here, too, Brian. The next step is to add the antifreeze coolant, and if you've got pets around the house, the Lotox is what's recommended. Now that we've got the radiator topped off, we'll put the cap on and fill the coolant recovery up to the cold full mark. And we're done.
So we've got about an hour and a half into the project. I know we've saved a good amount of money by doing this ourselves, and we've definitely increased the reliability of this vehicle with a new serpentine belt and tensioner pulley.
That's right, and we stopped the coolant leak. We replaced the upper and lower radiator hoses. We did a good visual inspection of all the heater hoses, and we topped it all off with fresh coolant. So we're ready for a road test.
Let's go.
See you next time.